Hello everyone, I am Mr. T. Today we listen together to the horror story, The House on the Haunted Hill. In 1986, a group of college friends decided to take a weekend trip for a little adventure. They chose the Appalachian Mountains, a quiet place surrounded by thick woods and far from the noise of the city. As dusk fell, one of them, Danny, spotted an old, decrepit house perched on a hilltop. The house looked as if it had been abandoned for decades. Dust coated the windows, and ivy crept up the red brick walls, twisting around like snakes. With a mix of curiosity and reckless courage, the group decided to explore the house. The wooden door creaked open, revealing a decaying interior and the stifling smell of mold. In the center of the main room hung a portrait of a little girl with dark hair and wide, unblinking eyes. No matter where they moved in the room, her gaze seemed to follow them, her expression somehow frozen, yet eerily watchful. Suddenly, a faint giggle echoed from down the dark hallway. Their hearts pounded, but they tried to stay calm. Danny, leading the way, carefully walked down the seemingly endless hallway. At the end, they found a half-open door, revealing a small bed covered with a thin blanket. "Did a child live here?" whispered Jessica, the only girl in the group, her voice shaky with fear. Just then, the blanket on the bed shifted, as if someone were lying underneath it. Danny's hand trembled as he reached for the blanket. Everyone held their breath, but there was no one there. Then, out of nowhere, an icy hand touched Danny's shoulder. He whipped around, but only saw Jessica, her face pale and staring intently toward the door. "There's someone standing out there," Jessica stammered, pointing toward the shadow just outside the window. That's when they all saw it, a tall, thin figure standing outside the window, staring directly at them with a twisted, menacing smile. No one dared to move. The shadow raised its hand, beckoning them to come outside. Jessica screamed, darting out of the house with the rest following in terror, not daring to look back. When they finally reached the base of the hill, they looked up one last time. The house was completely engulfed in darkness, but in the main window, the girl from the portrait stared back at them, her eyes locked on them forever. No one ever returned to that place. Rumor has it that anyone who entered that house left a part of their soul behind, becoming yet another spirit trapped there. And to this day, people claim that if you look closely, you can still see figures lurking in the windows, their hollow eyes waiting for new victims. This is the end of the story. Thank you everyone for listening. Hello, and see you again in the next stories.